Mom's final voice note arrived in the family group chat. From today on, you have nothing to do with this house or this family. Don't even try to come back. My sister immediately wrote. Now you're completely alone. You have nothing left. I only replied. Decision saved. That same night I withdrew my personal guarantee from their business loan, canceled the $175,000 down payment for their new house, and closed the joint accounts. The next morning, I had 76 missed calls on my phone. Mom's final message said, "Why did the house sale stop? What have you done to us?" My name is Claire Bennett. I'm 34 years old. I work as the finance director for a medical technology company in Chicago. Inside my family I had another name, the Emergency Fund. My mother, Diane, 59. She would rather prove an entire room wrong than admit she had made a mistake. My father, Mark, 61. He stayed silent during every family argument. My sister, Megan, 37. She had family first written in her Instagram bio, but she always put herself first. My brother, Ryan, 31. The family's golden boy. He had started 3 businesses. Other people's money had disappeared in all 3. And Ryan's wife, Tara, 29. She called every expense an investment. Our family business was Bennett Home and Kitchen, an old furniture and kitchen cabinet store in Naperville. My grandfather started it. My father took it over. Ryan tried to modernize it. I saved it from bankruptcy. 3 times. Everything started at Sunday brunch. When I arrived at my mother's house, a real estate agent was sitting in the living room. Blue suit, shiny shoes, leather folder in his hands. I stopped in the doorway. "Who is this?" Mom smiled. "We found a buyer for the house." "You're selling the house?" Ryan spun his car key across the table. Surprise. I didn't laugh. Mom placed a photograph of a large house in Arizona in front of me. "For bedrooms. Swimming pool. Price. $1.4 million. It'll be a vacation home for all of us," Megan said. Ryan added, "And we can use it for business retreats." I looked at the amount written underneath the photograph. $175,000. Beside my name. "What is this?" Mom answered, "Your share." "I share. You make the most money." "That doesn't mean I pay the most money." Megan sighed. "Here she goes. Spreadsheet, Claire." I looked at the real estate agent. "Whose names will be on the deed?" He hesitated. "Mark and Diane Bennett." I turned to Mom. "So I give you $175,000. You own the house. Ryan uses it. Megan vacations there. What do I get?" Megan said, "A family." I should already have one. Mom's face hardened. "We have done so much for you." "Like what?" "I paid for college with loans. After I turned 18, you charged me rent to live in this house." Ryan laughed. "Here come the old files again." I looked at him. "Your college tuition was paid with my college fund." The room went silent. Mom struck the table with her palm. "We are not here to discuss the past." "Fine. Let's discuss the present. I'm not giving you $175,000. Ryan jumped to his feet. "The deal will collapse." "Then let it collapse." Mom said, "Our current house is already under contract. Closing is in 2 weeks." I looked at the real estate agent. "Bridge loan." He lowered his eyes. "And my money was shown as proof of funds?" Megan said, "Only temporarily." "Without my permission?" Ryan said, "Your family. Being family is not banking authorization." Then Mom held her phone out toward me. There was an email on the screen. It had been sent under my name. To the bank's compliance department. It claimed Ryan had been using business funds for personal expenses. My name appeared at the bottom. Claire Bennett. I studied the sender address. Misspelled name. Wrong domain. "This is fake." Ryan laughed. "Of course it is. That isn't my email address." Megan said, "Convenient excuse. Open the domain and check." Mom pulled the phone away. "You reported your brother to the bank. Then you stopped the house deal." "I didn't do either of those things." "And now you're lying." I looked at Dad. "Dad, you know this is fake." He lowered his eyes. That was enough. I picked up my purse and walked outside. Mom called after me. "If you leave today, don't come back." I stopped at the door. Think before you say that. I have thought about it. By the time I reached my car, the family group chat had exploded. Megan. Some people become successful and start hating their family. Ryan. She has always had a problem with me running the business. Tara. I can't believe Claire reported Ryan to the bank. I wrote. The email is fake. Check the address. Then Mom's voice note arrived. Claire, from today on you have nothing to do with this house or this family. Don't even try to come back. We are better off without you. Megan immediately wrote. Now you're completely alone, you have nothing left. I only replied. Decision saved. Then I muted the group. To them I had always been money. When we were kids, Ryan got a new bike. I got Megan's broken old one. Megan got a car for her 16th birthday. I got a job at a grocery store. When Ryan went to college, his tuition came out of my fund. I took out loans. I worked nights at the library. I earned my degree on my own. I gave Megan $14,000 for her wedding. I invested $35,000 in Ryan's first business. It failed. The second one failed too. Then he was handed Bennett home and kitchen. He renovated the showroom. Italian lighting. Marble desk. New Range Rover. Suppliers went unpaid. I restructured the business. I negotiated a $620,000 bank loan. Ryan's credit was terrible. I became the guarantor. The agreement said business funds could not be used for personal expenses. At first the statements came regularly. Then the password changed. Then the accountant changed. Then asking questions became controlling behavior. 2 days after the brunch, an envelope arrived at my office. There was no return address. Inside were bank statements, wire transfer records, and one sentence in my father's handwriting. Forgive me. You were right. I studied the statements. Over 9 months, $214,000 had been removed from the business account. The Range Rover. Tara's credit cards. Inspection fees for the Arizona house. And $67,000 had been transferred to a company called North Star Furnishings LC. I opened the state business registry. The owner was Megan Bennett Cole, my sister. Megan had created the fake invoices. No inventory had ever arrived. Only money had gone out. I called my father. Did you send the envelope? Yes. How long have you known? 3 weeks. And you stayed silent at brunch? Diane said the family would fall apart. It had already fallen apart. I asked, who created the fake email? Silence. Then he said, probably Megan. That was the first twist. I had assumed Ryan was trying to push me out of the way. The real planner was Megan. She created the fake email. She convinced Ryan that I was reporting him. He told Mom I was trying to sabotage the house deal. Then she had me removed from the family. She believed I would keep sending money even after being humiliated. He was wrong. That same evening I called Howard, the commercial bank manager. I'm withdrawing my personal guarantee. Has there been a breach? Unauthorized transfers. Fake approvals. Concealed financial statements. Do you have documentation? You'll have it in a few minutes. The accounts will be frozen. Do it. Then I called the Arizona title company. Cancel my authorization for the $175,000. The woman said, without those funds the closing may be delayed or canceled. That's why I'm calling. Then I closed the joint accounts. One account was used for my parents' property taxes. One was the business emergency fund. One received $4,000 from me every month. I withdrew only my own money. Not 1 cent more. Ryan called at 8 that night. Then Megan. Then Mom. Then Tara. At 9 the bank notice arrived. All outgoing transactions frozen. Ryan wrote. Did you freeze the account? I didn't respond. Then. Supplier payments are being rejected. Then. This is illegal. I sent him the relevant clause from the loan agreement. Guarantor withdrawal upon material misrepresentation. Ryan wrote. You're sick. I replied. Wrong answer. Then Megan called. What did you do? Ended my financial obligations. You're destroying the business. The business belongs to you. So does the problem. Mom's house is at risk. Mom said I had nothing to do with that house. She went quiet. I said, what is your plan for returning North Star's $67,000? Complete silence. Where did you get those records? Wrong question. It was consulting work. Send me the deliverables. I don't have them right now. Because they never existed. By the next morning I had 76 missed calls. Mom's final message said, "Why did the house sale stop? What have you done to us?" I replied, "You said I had nothing to do with the house. I respected your decision." 2 hours later the bank held a meeting. The compliance officer displayed the fake emails, transfers and invoices on a large screen. Then she said, "Both fraudulent emails were created on the same device." Megan's face turned white. "The device is registered to Megan Cole." Mom stared at her. "You said Claire reported Ryan." Megan began to stammer. Ryan slammed his fist against the table. "You committed fraud under my name." Megan shouted, "You spent the money." Tara removed her wedding ring. She placed it on the table. "Ryan, you also took $80,000 from my father." Ryan stayed silent. Tara said, "I'm calling a lawyer." Then she walked out. The bank kept the accounts frozen and opened a forensic audit. Megan looked at me through the conference room screen. "Claire, put the guarantee back." "No. It will save the business. You had me removed from the family because you wanted control. Now keep it." Thought it was over. Then Aunt Susan came to my apartment. She was carrying an old folder. "Your grandmother left this with me." Inside were the original incorporation documents for Bennett Home and Kitchen. Ownership: Mark Bennett, 40%. Diane Bennett, 9%. Claire Bennett Family Trust, 51%. I looked at my aunt. "What is this?" "Your grandmother placed the controlling interest in your trust. The trust was supposed to activate on your 35th birthday or when the business entered insolvency review. Whichever came first. The business had entered insolvency review. The trust activated that day. That was the second twist. I was no longer merely the guarantor of the business. I had become its controlling owner. The following Monday I arrived at the store with my lawyer. Ryan saw me. "Why are you here?" My lawyer handed him a legal notice. Ryan read it. 51%? Yes. Everyone gathered in the conference room. I read the decisions aloud. Ryan was removed from management immediately. All contracts involving Megan and North Star were terminated. Both of them were banned from entering the property until the forensic audit was complete. Dad was allowed to remain honorary chairman, but he lost all signing authority. Mom asked, "And me?" "You will retire. With your pension." Her eyes filled with tears. "Even after everything? The pension is your right. It is not forgiveness." Ryan stood. "You can't run this business." "I've been running it from a distance for 3 years." Megan said, "Are you going to turn me over to the police?" "The audit will determine that. You can withdraw the complaint." I never filed a complaint. The bank reviewed the records. Mom said, "Claire, can we start over?" I looked at her. "No. I'm your mother. You gave up that position yourself. I only saved the decision." Took 6 months. The Range Rover was sold. The unnecessary renovations were cancelled. New payment terms were negotiated with the suppliers. Online sales were launched. 24 of the 26 employees kept their jobs. The business survived. Ryan didn't. Tara filed for divorce. Megan accepted a civil settlement. She will repay the money over 5 years. Mom and Dad never moved to Arizona. They also lost the sale of their old house. Now they live in a small condo. I did not pay for it. One day Dad called me. "I didn't support you at brunch." I remember. I was afraid. "I know. Will you ever forgive me?" I said, "Maybe. But nothing will ever be the way it was." He didn't argue. On my 35th birthday Ryan sent me a message. "You won." I replied. "It wasn't a competition. You made it one." Then I blocked him. That evening Natalie, Aunt Susan and a few of my friends came to my apartment. The cake was crooked. No one could find the candles. Everyone laughed. So did I. My phone sat silently on the table. Number 76 missed calls. No demands. No new emergencies. Mom had said I would have nothing left. She was half right. I no longer had their guilt. I no longer had their debts. I no longer had their lies. I no longer needed their permission. Everything else was still mine. My home. My career. My people. And that voice note. I never deleted it. Not because I was angry. Because I wanted to remember. They closed the door. I only changed the lock. If Claire's story kept you watching until the end, please take a moment to like this video and subscribe to the channel for more powerful stories of betrayal, courage, and justice. Your support truly helps us continue creating these stories. Thank you so much for watching and let us know in the comments. Did Claire make the right choice?